Much appreciated, Coach. Smack dab in the middle of I-295 that encircles the city of Jacksonville in Northeast Florida. There's a good look at TIAA Bank Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go, set, 50, plant, 56, 80 weapon. Let's go.
To throw is Magoo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Under 10, under 10.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
High 7.
Magoo. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Give the sack to Blake Martinez. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Call it an even 20 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
319. Right now, you got 58. Hey, 88, 88, 88. Inside.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And they'll get him down up past the 15. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On 1st down, right back to Lindsay. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. We were just talking about him pregame, 3 tackles for a loss. Last week you thought he looked so explosive on film. Starting off good there, another one in the first quarter.
He's every bit of what you described. And I don't want to make it too simplistic, but right now for him, it's see ball, get ball. And that's what he's doing really, really well, and he's doing it in the offense's backfield.
Adams hauling it in from Rodgers. Catch number 44 on the year. It's a first down. Looked like man coverage, able to read it there on the outside for the completion. That'll be something to track as the game goes along here.
It certainly will, and there's so many different ways that they will try to figure out whether they're in man or zone. Sometimes you'll run a guy in motion to see if someone runs with him. Other times you'll empty out the backfield, spread it out, and see if everyone comes out and matches up. In any event, anytime you see man coverage, you tell your guys, you got to win those matches.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
9 yards on the pickup that time, so he got more than half of it back, but it's still a 3rd and 8.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check. You. Hey, box truck.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Just keeping, and he's taken down. Trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Josh Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Bird to return. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. It didn't happen on that play.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
And we see another pitch and catch throw to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. We're scoreless after 1. 2nd quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. The open man is Westbrook. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Here's Magoo looking to throw it. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Come on, set. 94. I got you.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Throwing here, Magoo. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Corey Grant, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. after the touchdown. He'll kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Even though they might not find the #1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Yannick Ngakoue racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Jones. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll out of defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look.
Get 300! Get 300!
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 14 yards, good for a Packer 1st down.
First down, Packers. 258! Jump out! Back to goal. Screen! Off the screen! Off the screen! Off the screen! Check it down. He's checking! He's checking! He's checking!
A pretty good-looking run there on 1st down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress. Touchdown, Packers! Davante Adams. His 6th touchdown of the season as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Go! 50, plant. Single. Check 27. Eyes on 27. No game. Defense.
Now Magoo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Fournette running right. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A 14-yard 1st down pickup for the Jaguars.
Got it. 56 is the mark. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Magoo back to throw. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Alpha. 50's the mark. 50's the mark.
2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first.
That's caught at the 25. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Gary Jennings with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Elliott now to add the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10.
Makes the score Packers 21, Jaguars 10.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They only got a yard out of that last completion. And that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Jair Alexander in from the corner to make the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Shotgun now for Rodgers. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll drop the throw. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Mike 50. All day.
They're going to look to throw. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Protein spill.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey.
Ready?
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Preston Smith in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw. He's got room to run past the 20. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and throw for it here. Fournette, first down, still going. That's out to his running back, Fournette. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
To throw is Magoo. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Magoo. That's complete to his running back, Grant. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 43.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run on first down. It's Grant. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Gain of 23 more yards. That's another Jaguars first down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert?
Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars get a score closer. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Check 15. Check 15.
Another run by Lindsey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards on the play, first down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Back. Hey, right now. You got 58. Check 24. 319.
A run with Lindsey out of the gun. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Rodgers going to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now, they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone, and with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays, eat up chunks of yardage, and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. On the run, it's Fournette. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Kentrell Bryce in on the tackle.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Now, Mike, 56, right there, 56. Blue down. 56 to Mike.
Now Leonard Fournette. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
30 base. X3. 218, chopper. 5.
Here's Magoo looking to throw it. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing here, Magoo. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Zadarius Smith in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
And twice in a row, the quarterback goes down. This offense needs 2 scores, not giving up 2 sacks.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey,
Look at me, zipper.
watch the slant. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Big grip.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And the pressure gets to him again. Preston Smith. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And this one boiled down in the end, Charles, to simply too much Aaron Rodgers.
We've seen this many times before, haven't we? And I'm sure we'll see it again in the future. Extreme confidence in his abilities, extreme confidence in his teammates, never thinks a game is out of reach because his right arm can equalize anything a defense can put out there.
So for Green Bay, a final win here means they'll finish off the regular season at a solid 13-3. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they'll limp to the finish line with a final record of 5-11. And as division champs, they will host a playoff game next week in the wild card round. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.